Welcome everybody, Drake Hawkins with you, and today we're going to be doing some Endzone, A World Apart. This is in very early access, highly active development, and I wanted to walk through with you today, for those of you who have not yet got the game for some bizarre reason, and those who would like to see what the game's all about. I figured the best way to show the genuine feel of the game is to go through a proper tutorial. So this is going to be a complete tutorial walkthrough, start to finish, on the new tutorial with the advanced updates for the tutorial as of October. And speaking of October, we have the October patch that just came out, October 2020. What a month it's been. And we have Trade and Barter as an update, which is of course what I was talking about. And there is a new tutorial rework, which is why I want to do this for you all today and going forward for the next few days, and education rework, which I haven't even looked into, so I haven't seen it at all. I'm excited to see this. We got trading posts, we got tradable resources and goods. Last time we had a new decree system and expeditions and scenarios, all sorts of things. So apparently there's wildlife coming and catching and tending, so some animal husbandry stuff coming up. So excited to show off what this game has to offer right now. And to do it properly, I think we'll say two things. There's going to be a 30-minute. I'm going to try to stick as tight to the 30-minute schedule as we can. Comments and stuff will be helpful. If you have tips for people, put them in the comments down below. This game, this particular series is unlike most that I do. It's going to be pre-recorded, as it's just a walk through the tutorial, so it won't be able to be like, follow these advice and this suggestions and ideas. We're going to be following Arthur here. You'll meet him in a minute. And we got to talk to a young lady first who has a few details for us on what life was like in the end zone. So let's roll the intro. If you haven't seen it, hold your breath, shut off the lights, focus. It's beautiful. Be back in a minute.
Humanity survived. Our ancestors have destroyed the world, and we had to pay the price. With over 100 years without sunlight, but we have prepared ourselves for our chance to make things right. They stole from us a life of happiness. Still, we will make the best of it. Even though Mother Earth is grim and tainted, we have managed to survive. And we will keep surviving.
Welcome to Endzone, A World Apart. I have been really excited to play this game for y'all, so we're going to go through the full-on walkthrough tutorial, and I just want to say whoever it was that they got to voice act that part, they didn't pay her well enough. Amazing, you can feel it, you're almost there. So, let's get to a new game. We've got survival mode, as always. There's a whole bunch of scenarios you can go through. I love the little animation bounce, it's beautiful. The fine work done in this game is phenomenal. We've got Garden of Eden, A New Hope, Desert Flowers, a whole bunch of scenarios, each similar to the normal playthrough, but they each have their own sort of take on what you're focused on. It's rather than just an open survival mode. So then there's survival mode, which allows you to fully alter everything from crazy mode to no trees to relax and discover, build mode. And we have the tutorial. So the tutorial is what we're going to be walking through here. We're going to be doing that main tutorial and see about the other parts as we go forward. Thank you very much everybody who's joined us for this one. So do hit the like button if you want to see more Endzone, A World Apart on the channel. And if you like what you see, let's join me later for a subscription at the end.
We finally left the Endzone. Just look at this beautiful scenery. It's marvelous, even though it's a bit different from what we had pictured. We were able to secure a few basic resources and are storing them in our bus.
All right. This is Arthur, and the tutorial gives you a new map every time.
We ourselves well for this kind of scenario, especially since our inventories in the Endzone ran low. Don't forget that if you need additional information, you can look at our survival guide at any time.
All right, let's do the survival guide thing after I adjust the volumes. Let me check here. I think the volumes, music volume needs to go way down. That's going to be a little overly ambitious. Voiceover volume, I want a little higher. And we want the game volume? Where's our interface? Radiation sound effects. Okay, there it is. We're going to drop these like background sound effects because they're drowning both of us out. Alright, I think that's going to do the job. Excellent. Alright, let's continue. Alright, so the up in the top left, you can look at the survival guide, everything you need to know, literally everything you want to know about this thing, and it's pages of data each. So spend your time on there. If you have any questions about anything, I can try to look into those for you, or at least highlight the information in the comments for everybody.
Well done.
Well,
everything you need to know should be right here. I think the time has come for us to at last build ourselves a new home here.
Man, we get some serious cheering just for clicking a button. Can't wait till we do something for real.
Before we can construct buildings at all, we have to assign the profession builder to several settlers so that they can take care of construction contracts. In general, it's your responsibility to decide which tasks are important and how our settlers are supposed to be distributed to attend to them.
Okay, so he's going to be giving us a whole bunch of things to do, and I'm literally going to walk through each one of them. That's the gist of this this playthrough, so we're going to do that. Assign 3. Excellent.
Your builders will be ready as soon as construction contracts have been issued. It's time to start focusing on our key and most basic need.
Water.
The first thing we ought to do is to establish a working water supply. So we'll move on to our first construction contract. Place and build a jetty by a lake in the vicinity of your town center.
All right, let's build something down here. Okay, jetty, that's under the building, so we'll go there. Under water resources, we'll select this. I love something about this building thing. You see the little lines going off in all directions? That's where the outside of things goes. Isn't this beautiful? So that tells us that this is going to line up with that road on the right. I mean, simple things, but that is brilliantly designed. Love it. Put the jetty in. Excellent. Our job here is to have 3 builders and build the jetty. So we're going to hit 1, 2, and 3 to adjust the speeds down here with the pause. We got the bottom bar here. This is our seasons. Every season is kind of like a day.
The jetty was completed as planned. Now we have a place where we can collect water. There are other possibilities to gather water too, but the jetty is the simplest and most cost-effective method.
Excellent.
We can obtain and store water from different sources, like a jetty, rain collector, or well in the cistern. The cistern should always be in close proximity to a water source, so that our water carriers don't have to walk too far.
Excellent. Okay, let's go ahead there then. We need to build a cistern. And again, the lineup of the roads, I absolutely love this. We're going to put this baby right down there. Get the cistern going. We also have a job to make a cistern and then assign 3 carriers. We'll bring up the production here. We could adjust more builders, for instance. We could have a 4th one there. I think only 3 are assigned to a job, so probably it's not going to be helpful. Looks like some crazy wild boar going by there. 3 water carriers. Those are assigned down here. So in the water category, we're going to assign 3 of those and wait till they gather some water. So this fine fellow is going to run in here. If we don't have it selected, it does this crazy lit highlight. It works. It's a little weird, but it works. Go, little people, with your fancy outfits. Oh, that's buckets they've got, and they're like storm gear or whatever he's got on there. I love it. All right, that'll be the 100. Right there.
Great. We have now installed a working water supply, and water is now transported from the jetty to our cistern. Consider hiring more water carriers if you don't have enough settlers available. You can never have enough water in storage.
Never have enough. That's probably accurate
Now we
with the
should
high level
focus on
difficulty.
food production. It's important to ensure the supply right from the start. A gatherer's cabin, a hunting lodge, or a fishing hut can directly remedy the situation. I suggest starting with a fishing hut, since we're already located near a lake.
Okay, let's build ourselves a fine fishing lodge. This one has to go, of course, in the water down there, and then somehow we got to get the ground to line up this way-ish, or we can put it over here. Oh, that's not going to work, so it's going to go up here, maybe. Maybe not. How are we going to fit this in? Come on, work for me. It's that corner, the bottom left corner. There we go, that's going to work right there. Alright then, we'll have to put in something else later. Let's get that built. Speed her up. We do have kitchens that improve the food. We'll find about those later. The hunting lodge and the gathering cabin. The gathering cabin gathers from, like, there's mushrooms and stuff you can see there. There's other bushes and such in the trees. Okay, we need to assign a... that was quick. I didn't expect them to build it that fast. While I'm babbling, go ahead with a couple fishermen and grab in some food here. I think we can probably drop some of the water gatherers. We're already cranking through tons of it. Like you said, we can't have too much
Good work.
food or
We've
water.
now taken care of our basic supply via food and water. Make sure that you have enough food and water on hand at all times, especially if you want to upgrade your settlement. A population that grows too fast can quickly unbalance your food and water supply.
Oh, yes, it
bringing
can.
major difficulties for you if you don't want. Crops are another excellent way of getting food.
Oops, sorry to shut you up there,
They
Arthur.
constantly grow as long as the soil is moist enough.
Okay, where should we put the
Each seed has
crops?
different yields and growing times. This means that it could take some time until your field is ready to be harvested, in contrast to your fishing hut, where production can be right away.
Wow, look at the fertility there. It's terrible. That, I believe, is rain clouds, and I think these rain clouds are toxic. No, they're not. They're just not dropping water on us. Anyways, we are going to put in some farm in a probably pretty crappy spot because we don't have anything. This organization of water and all this jazz is not going to be long term. Right? We're going to end up having spots where we're like, we definitely do not produce. We don't. The ground doesn't stay the same anyways. Alright, so let's build our cultivated field. I'm going to leave this line here for the roads. So we're going to grab like there and maybe go with, I don't know, 10 by 10, 12 by 12. Go 10 by 10. Seems square-ish. We can go all the way down to, oh no, we can't go. 16 is the biggest you can get. Alright. And apparently 6 wide is the smallest you can get. We could go with a 6 by 6. We can go with a 16 by 16. Fair enough. Go with a 10 by 10. That's creepy. It's all a bunch of buzzing bees. Alright then. And move out of the way of that, that's for sure. Oh, I don't like that at all. That's going to be noisy. Okay, the field farmer assigned. Go with that. Seeds in the field have to be chosen, so we go in here and we choose which seed's going to go in. It looks like, and it's random every time, it looks like we have carrots and wheat. 1.1 seasons for the wheat and 1.4 seasons for the carrots. Max yield is 2 and 300. Okay, we'll go with the shorter one.
Looks good. Remember that we need the widest variety of food sources to stay healthy.
Okay,
You
that's
should
listed
also
up
plan
here.
ahead for drought periods that might come when it's not going to rain. Stock up on food and adapt your production to avoid bottlenecks. I'll show you a few more strategies later on.
Thanks,
At the beginning,
Arthur.
we don't have much scrap, wood, or other resources. We could build a production building, but to obtain resources as fast as possible, it's best that we start gathering right away. Assign a Gather All Resources task. All the settlers who haven't been assigned any profession by you are going to accept these kinds of tasks. In addition, settlers distribute resources within your settlement.
Alright, there is a bug there. It does say to assign all tasks, and then it only lets us do the wood and the scrap, but that's not a major deal. We can make it work. So we'll give a wood task right here. Sounds good. And a scrap task. If I mouse over, it's gonna highlight in a slightly orange accent, like right there, which spots are gatherable, or what stuff is gatherable from it. So let's just do that, I suppose. Actually, don't move you. We're gonna change field over to here. It's closer. Just get it done. All right. So that, and we need to gather. Free settlers available, we need 3. We need to gather a bit of scrap, 15, and 20 wood. Oh, there we go. A bit of rain, bit of moisture in the fields there, in the ground there. Looks like he is harvesting.
We now own plenty of resources.
Yep.
You can start to build a real production building. Then you don't have to always make efforts by hand that collecting is taking place. Production buildings are
awkward.
not only easier to manage, they are also distinctly more effective than simple tasks. Don't place production buildings too far away from your settlement. You'll be able to change their working area at any time later on.
I do like this feature. I also like the fact that they keep dumping resources on us for this tutorial. It's a free win.
The best thing for us to do now is to build a forester's lodge to automate our supply of wood and make it more effective at the same time.
Oops. Sorry, Arthur. Didn't mean to do that. Foresters allow you to gather wood. Oh wait, I can click here.
Right on.
There we go. I love that they've done such a good job with this tutorial.
Forester's lodge to automate our supply of wood and make it more effective at the same time.
You were saying, Arthur, sorry.
Foresters are not only able to chop down trees, they reforest areas with trees as well.
Nice. Okay. So we could actually go ahead and make a forester that actually just simply made forests for us, which would be fantastic. Let's go ahead and drop him right there. Why not? I don't know why or where we put him, but we'll sort it out. I'm not going to be too fussy about what goes where throughout this tutorial, because it is going to walk us by hand through the whole process. So we have 19 of 20 wood collected. We're going to go ahead and delete that, since we now have the woodworker doing his thing, and he should drop off any second now. And then we get a big reward. You won't be getting these rewards
Good job. You might want
during
to
normal
change
play.
this building's working area later on to tell your workers where they should get their wood from. And for your information, if you want, you can also tell your forester's lodge that they only ought to attend to reforesting an area in order to create a lush, green forest which generations to come can use.
I like that idea. I do like the idea that we've got the cut and reforest, so they'll just continually cycle the process. We could do cut down, for instance, and change the thing to over here. And then he's just going to clear this area of trees, which is great in case we want to build there later. Oh, look at the beautiful lush farm that looks really trippy with the lines. Look at that. That looks really trippy. All right, let him do that as an example.
Very good. Now we ought to take care of collecting scrap. Scrap is one of the most valuable resources because the quantities present are limited, and we can recover other resources from scrap. Unlike the task we just had, the scrap yard allows larger quantities of existing scrap to be dismantled than with ruins or wrecks.
Excellent. Let's do it. Build a scrap yard. Okay, we can put probably down next to his friend there. I don't know why not. Maybe there's a reason, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know why not. We're going to actually put him right here. Looks good. Oh, bit of radiation under the ground there. We can actually look down here for that. We need to assign a scrap collector first. Let's do that. So that's done when he wants to. Where is it? Right down here, the overlays. Oh, look, there's a bit of pollution. I dropped that on, which means they'll have to go. Before we get any further, they'll actually go and have to clean up the soil there. Now they'll only get the soil. They'll only clean the radiation under buildings until you use the clean radiation button, which we don't have access to because of the tutorial. Spin through that. Build the scrapyard. These two are going to be huge to get going early on because everything needs them. We're full on water. Let's drop our water collectors down to 1 again. It's awesome. We get so much food. It's ridiculous at this point. Wait till we try our next series on hard mode. Max challenge or something.
You can change the working area for the scrapyard too. We can recycle scrap into 4 additional resources: cloth, metal, plastic, and electronics. We'll do that shortly, But for now, we ought to take care of your settlers' needs first.
Excellent.
Our people want a place to sleep and live. Cabins fulfill their need for safety and privacy, and increase the confidence of their inhabitants. In other words, building cabins increases their willingness to start families and reproduce, if you know what I mean.
Arthur, you're such a prude. That's funny. All right, this button right here is going to be important when we're building location attractiveness. So if I click on these buildings, these are yellow, indicating that they are negative to local attractiveness and the proximity in which they damage the local attractiveness. So I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and find our cabin spots and maybe put them over out of the way here, like this. We'll put it right there so we can put in some road. Like that seems fine to me. There we go. Nice little cluster of goods there. We also can shut off this overlay. Oops, that's not what I want to do. That overlay I wanted off. There we go. Go ahead, guys, and smack together these houses real quick. Now, they have to go back here for all of the resources, unless you have resource distribution and logistics buildings built. So, do take that in mind when you're doing your own play. This building over here can get out of here. We're already doing our own scraps. There's almost none left there. Okay. Let's get the work location over here to do that, and we'll grab our woodworkers. And he's doing fine still. He's just cutting down, so we'll get him rebuilding later. Scrap piles, so much scrap. Excellent. Come on, houses. Get done faster. I need 8 of them. Oh, I forgot to hit okay. Well, we need 8 of them. Scrap pile contains 5 scrap. What is this one? Really? That's it? 5? It looks like a lot more than 5, mind you. It's probably just mostly dirt. That's alright. Ooh, cloud effects. Oh, I like it. I like our little lake here. This map is entirely random every time you, even the tutorial, entirely random every time you start it, which is awesome. Homeless settlers? Oh no.
Besides cabins, you can also provide sturdy houses and shelters as housing.
Yeah, those are here.
Sturdy houses withstand sandstorms better and have an increased storage capacity to boot. Children living in houses gradually fill up the house's stockpiles. Settlers do not reproduce in a shelter because they lack privacy.
2 adults and 3 children. The sturdy house actually can provide 4 adults and 6 children. Really? I did not know that. And the upgraded shelter. Increase contentedness for all inhabitants. Upgraded shelter, sorry. And the regular shelter. Gotcha.
Let's return from our excursion into housing and refocus on scrap. With the help of a recycler or refiner,
that was rough.
Scrap can be sorted into 4 different resources. A recycler always takes scrap apart, 1 resource at a time, while a refinery automatically produces all 4 resources. To start off, you should build a recycler and produce cloth.
Cloth it is, sir. Let's go to the resources, find the recycler, and we'll give him a job. Oh, those are probably negatives, right? Probably they are. Yeah. If we bring it over here, you see it's going to have contentedness problems. But this building is already that far, so I'm okay with putting them down in, let's say, here. We fit 2 of them here? We could, so that's a nice pattern. We'll choose this. It's not got a job. That's fine. We need a refiner. Let's give that job, that task, to one of these fellows here. Who's the refiner? Who's going to be a refiner? Come on. We know you know you want the job. Somebody, take the job. Oh, I guess we can't. I guess they don't yet? Maybe? I don't know. There's a refiner. There it is. Romain, that's your job. You are currently a forester, cutting trees, but you have now been reassigned. So, current profession, forester. Next profession, refiner. Yay! So he's going to get over here, drop off, finish his task, and all of a sudden, now he's a refiner. Excellent. He's got tools, some tools. He's got some clothing. He's got an activated carbon mask. He's a fully educated fellow from the underworld, the Endzone. And his workplace is listed nowhere. It's listed up here. That jumps you to his workplace. That jumps you to his house. Okay. This is cool. Never seen that one before. He has no badges assigned yet, but he'll get there. He needs to produce 4 cloth. Each cycle does 2.
You can instruct your recycler.
There we go.
To produce.
Oops.
Happy settlers are industrious settlers.
You can tell your recycle to produce multiple things.
People and protect them against the surroundings and dangers, like radiation. So let's start by transforming our newly recovered cloth into protective clothing. A tailor will be able to help us with that.
Alright guys, it's PPE time. Radiation map? Why was it flashing? Interesting. Tailor shop, let's build one of those. Right in here. Let's actually throw that fine fellow right there. It seems suitable. We can switch them between cloth, metal, or plastics, which is fantabulous. Go ahead and make this next. I like there's a build next button. Not a priority button. It's just make this one building next. I like that idea. That'll stop me from doing the whole prioritizing everything to effectively prioritize nothing, which may or may not plague me in other games at some point. Next, scarfs produced. That'll be our first building. Where are they listed? Right up here we have the PPE, or the radiation protection. Next scarves, we get the activated masks, and we've got, it looks like a full suit. I think that's what the hand indicates. There we go. So, we're producing neck scarves. They mouse over it, 0.21 seasons to use 2 cloth, turn it into a bandana. So, you know, N95s, here we come. Activated carbon masks would be next. Maybe that's the N95s, and this is the
environmental
handkerchief?
radiation
I don't know.
into 4 levels. No radiation, low level, medium level, and high-level radiation.
Get creative with
The
your naming, dude.
radiation changes constantly and is influenced by weather and contaminated rain. Protective clothing helps to protect us against this kind of radiation, but it takes a while before it's produced. And production relies on a steady flow of incoming resources. Try to establish production chains at an early stage and start to stockpile goods so that some are always on hand.
Yeah, don't get caught without any PPE around, guys. All right, we've gotten the basics covered for them, anyways.
We brought along from the Endzone.
One more piece here.
Surely running out. So now let's focus on manufacturing new
They're
tools.
listed up here. We have 8 of
The
them.
tools will help us to work effectively. We'll need metal for that, so we'll prepare for production by building another recycler, which we'll commission to recover metal from scrap. After that, we'll need a workshop to enable the manufacturing of brand new tools.
Excellent. So, first recycler, build another one there. Come on, there. And R to rotate, plop them down there. Next thing we're going to need is another refiner assigned. We shall do that right here. Excellent. We can also go in the building, and if we assign workforce here, this is the building workforce. So this is construct builders. Notice we have 3. There's 2 assigned to that job. Now it's finished. It's changed. We now can have 2. This is the total number of workers for the profession. This is the number of workers assigned to the building and how many are available to join the building and how many are actually working. Next thing we need to do is produce metal. Set that guy to make some metal if he hasn't already started on the cloth. And we'll let you go. We'll let you continue. We need the workshop built next. If we click on this highlight, this hotkey, it'll actually bring us straight to there, which is awesome. I like that. The feature I can get behind. Let's do it this way. It's about the same size as that other building. Sort of. Yeah, let's do it that way. I like that. We'll put roads in later if and when we can do that in the tutorial. We need to assign a technician right there, or like I said, we'll show you we can do that here. We got 3 builders. And then we need to instruct the workshop to produce metal tools. And let's finish that up. Come on, guys, a little quicker. They collect all the supplies, go in and build this quick little build process there. Switch to metal tools. Instead of the default of scrap, you'd take 2 scrap, 2 wood. Or in this case, we can take 2 metal, 2 scrap, and 2 wood to make a substantially better and longer lasting tool of choice. And then make 2 metal tools. So we'll let somebody, whoever's assigned to this job, where would you be? You'd be nothing because I didn't assign you. There you go. Assign somebody. Somebody. Done assigning the tools. Where's the workers? Is there a way to tell? Yes. Right down here we get the actual building main view. We get the worker overview. There's nobody actually picked up the job yet, but there will be. Inventory, what they actually carry, and they have an internal storage of a variety. In this case, there's 50 tools can be stored inside the building and then picked up by logistics crews later, or people. Electricity, we'll get to that later on in the tutorial. And then we got a turnover statistics, so the actual production current season, last season, and 2 seasons ago. So this is nice. This will keep us informed on a lot of stuff. There is oodles and scoodles of data in this game on everything going on. All your people have all their different perks and personalities and all the rest. And so we're going to need to be taking care of a lot of that stuff. We got overlays all over the place. We'll leave it on the base overlay for this. So we've got ourselves out of the end zone. Got a little bit of information from Arthur. A few things have been learned. We're building our metal tools here, and then we'll be moving on to the next task at hand. So I think I'm going to pause it right there, and we'll end this tutorial for today, for Chapter 1 of our tutorial walkthrough. Again, this is going to be a moment-by-moment, everything he's got to say, start to finish. If you want a quick hints and tutorials, let me know in the comment if you want something kind of condensed for that. But this is going to be the entire walkthrough for those of you who, A, aren't going to play through the thing, because you're going to jump into it thinking you know everything you need to know. And you can watch this series, and then you will know everything you need to know from this. And for those who haven't yet got the game and want to see the basics before they get started. So, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions about the game. I can try to answer them. Other people will also have similar questions or may have answers for you. So read those comments. Get down there, help others out if you know how to play the game. And again, I would love to hear from you. But for now, we will talk about things next episode. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you in game.